Okay, so you have already heard what verbs are, but still I'm telling you in deep again. Verbs are the action words. Verbs are the doing verbs. It shows an action and it always has a subject with it. For example, Rahul speaks English. Therefore, we can say that verbs are the words that tell us what a subject does it or is, that describes an action and a state. Or you can have so many examples again. Children drink a lot of milk. In this, children is a subject and drink is the verb over here. One should not eat a heavy dinner, and eat is the verb over here, and one should not is like it's a subject. Fine, let's move ahead. Now let's go deeper. Wait. The classification of verbs are, there are so many types of verb. First one is the helping verb, which we call auxiliary verb also. Helping verbs are sometimes called auxiliary verbs. This is because they may set to help the main verb which comes after them. Why it is written over here that helping verbs are called the auxiliary verb? Why do we call them helping verbs? Because when we write a sentence, you can see the example over here. The old lady is writing a play. The old lady is the subject and writing is the verb. But yes, there is something which we are using to help the main verb. Wait, let me minimize it. Wait. Okay, so the old lady is writing a play. So the old lady is the subject over here and writing is the main verb. And yes, we are using a helping verb to give help to writing. That is it is. So is the helping verb over here, or we can say the auxiliary verb, and writing is the main verb. So the auxiliary verb is helps the main verb writing by specifying that the action denotes is still in progress. What are the main verbs? Main verbs have meaning on their own. Main verbs are also called the lexical verbs. For example, I teach and people eat. If you notice that in this sentence, we are not using any helping verb over here. It means koi is nahi hai, koi was were, koi has have. There's nothing like that in it. It has only it has only main verb in it, or we can say the lexical verbs. So the main verb tense can be in its infinitive form, basic form V1, past simple form V2, and past participle form V3 and present participle. The main verb, it means it can be in 4 forms, 5 forms you can say. Infinitive forms, it always contains 2 with it. Base 1 V1 yani verb ki first form. Past simple yani second form of the verb. Past participle, it means third form of the verb, and present participle means present form plus ing with it. For example, you can see at the bottom, infinitive is to work, base 1 is work, past simple is worked, third form is worked again, and present participle is working. Now again, as I said before, that there are so many kinds of verb. First one was the helping verb, which we read. Second one was the main verbs, which we read. And now comes transitive and intransitive verbs. The difference between transitive and the intransitive verb is, transitive verbs are the verbs that do not make sense on its own. Why? Because they need a subject. They require a subject to make it sensible. For example, the shelf holds the book. Here in this sentence, the subject is the shelf and holds is the verb. And if we only write the shelf holds, it doesn't make any sense. Then what did I add? I added the books over here. Fine. So the books is the object over here, and the books is giving a help to the or you can say the books is giving a sense. Only we are writing the books, that is why it is making a sense. Otherwise, if we only write the shelf holds, it would not make any sense. So here in the above sentence, the shelf is the subject, holds is a transitive verb, and the book is the direct object. So that is why in all we can say that transitive verbs are the verbs that requires an object always. Intransitive verbs, on the contrary, transitive verbs may require an object, and intransitive verbs may never requires an object. Without writing an object, it makes sense. So the define of it says a verb that indicates complete action by itself and the sentence does not require an object is called intransitive verb. But yes, one identification mark is always there. Adverbs and prepositions usually follow intransitive verbs. Fine. So this is the main recognition of it. For example, my sister cries loudly. Fine. It doesn't have any object in it. But if I say My sister cries, that also makes sense. If I say my sister cries loudly, that is also, it is making a sense again. Here, my sister is the subject, cries is the intransitive verb. Intransitive, why? Because it doesn't require any object to give to make sense, and loudly is an adverb. Fine. If I say I run fastly, then fastly is an adverb, run is the intransitive verb, and I is the object, I is the subject. If I say, if I give one more example, then you are studying nicely, then you is obviously the subject, studying is the intransitive verb, and nicely is adverb. Fine. So just like that, again I'm saying transitive verb, they do not require any object, and sorry, they require any object, and intransitive verb, they do not require any object to make sense. Sometimes a transitive verb takes two objects. कभी कभी इसमें two objects होते हैं. The objects are divided into two parts, the direct object and the indirect object. Now you people would ask what is direct object and what is indirect object. Then I'm telling you, direct object is the object which depends on the noun. If I say I'm feeding, if I say I'm feeding my child, fine, then the receiver of the food is who? Who is the receiver of the food? The child. The child is the receiver of the food. Then here it is the direct object. And the kya le raha hai child? What is the child taking? The food. It is feeding. So that is indirect object. So जो receiver होता है, that always calls the direct object. और जो चीज वो ले रहा होता है, that comes in indirect object. For example, the order of the subject can be reversed in the same sometimes एक sentence में दोनों चीजें एक साथ हो सकती है. Fine. Sometimes a sentence may contain the direct object and the indirect object both. But yes, we can reverse it. वो reverse भी हो सकती है. For example, I lent my toys to my friends. If I ask you that what is the direct object in this sentence, then it would be, who is the receiver? My friends. Fine. Then my friends would be the direct object. And in the second sentence, I lent my friends my toys. Again, the same thing. Again, who is the receiver? My friends. If I reverse both the things, then you say, then you see here my toys is the direct object and my friend is the indirect object. Fine. If we reverse both the things, then also it would be fine. If we write it as it is, then also it would be fine. दोनों चीजें. So again, I am saying direct object and indirect objects. Two types of objects are there. Direct objects is the receiver of the thing. जो receiver है वो direct object होता है. और जो process होता है या जो you know the hidden one, it comes in indirect object always. Now comes the fourth one, regular and irregular verbs. The main recognition of regular verbs are the verb that ends in ed or d to indicate an action in the past are called regular verbs. For example, if I convert turn to ed, it would be turned, play, played, walk, walked, work, worked. So wherever we, if like while changing the verb, अगर हमने उसके आगे सिर्फ ed या d लगाया है, that would come in regular verb always. Always. On the contrary, irregular verbs are the verbs that do not end in ed and d, or they need sorry, they show that an action is happened in the past are called irregular verbs. For example, the word changes their spellings. इसमें जब like while we convert work into worked, उसमें as such major change नहीं था. We only added ed and d. And now here in this, if we'll change the it will change the verb change here, then it would be sleep would be slapped. The spelling would be changed. Eat becomes ate, sit becomes sat, and stand becomes stood. Now here you'll notice कि इसके आगे इसमें से किसी के भी आगे ed और d नहीं लगा है. So the major difference between regular and irregular verbs are not fixed. They don't show a fixed action, and regular verbs are fixed. उनके आगे हमेशा ed और d लगता है. Irregular verbs के आगे we don't put ed and d. We never put. Okay. Okay. So this was it from my side.